The hum of the engine is usually comforting, a familiar and reassuring sound that accompanies countless hours in the air. It's the mechanical heartbeat of your aircraft, a constant reminder of the power and technology at your command. But tonight, it's a warning. The engine's drone seems to amplify the growing unease as you notice the darkening sky ahead. The comforting hum now carries a note of urgency, a subtle alarm bell signaling that something isn't quite right. You're flying home after a long day, the kind that leaves you mentally drained but satisfied with a job well done. The setting sun paints the sky in hues of orange and purple, a beautiful backdrop to what should be a relaxing final leg of your journey. Chasing the last light as the sun dips below the horizon, you're eager to be back on solid ground, to share stories of the day and enjoy the comforts of home. The allure of the sunset is strong, but the darkening clouds on the horizon demand your attention. The clouds, once scattered and benign, are thickening, growing larger and more ominous with each passing minute. What started as a few fluffy formations is now coalescing into a more substantial and potentially threatening weather system, becoming a solid layer, stretching as far as the eye can see. The scattered puffs have merged, forming an unbroken blanket that obscures the ground below and the sky above. It's a visual barrier, a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of weather. You descend, hoping to stay beneath, to maintain visual contact with the ground and avoid the potential hazards lurking within the cloud layer. It feels like a gamble, a calculated risk based on the hope that you can outmaneuver the approaching weather, convincing yourself it's just a patch, a small, isolated area of cloud that you can easily navigate around. It's a natural human tendency to downplay potential dangers, to seek reassurance even when the warning signs are clear. Home is close, the familiar glow of the airport lights beckoning you forward, promising warmth, safety, and the end of your journey. The proximity of your destination fuels your determination, making the thought of turning back even less appealing. And the thought of turning back feels like defeat, an admission that you've been outsmarted by the weather. Pride and a desire to reach your destination can sometimes cloud judgment, leading to decisions that might not be the safest. You press on, a surge of adrenaline coursing through your veins as you commit to your course. The decision is made, the die is cast, and there's no turning back now. You're relying on your skills, your experience, and a healthy dose of optimism to see you through. Telling yourself you can handle it, that you've faced similar situations before and emerged unscathed. Self-assurance is a valuable asset in aviation, but it must be tempered with a healthy respect for the elements and a willingness to adapt to changing conditions. Suddenly, the world outside vanishes, swallowed whole by the encroaching grayness. One moment you're flying with a semblance of visibility, the next you're completely enveloped in a disorienting, featureless void. The horizon blurs, the ground disappears, robbing you of your visual references and leaving you feeling utterly disoriented. The familiar landmarks that guided your flight are now gone, replaced by an unsettling uniformity that plays tricks on your senses. And you're enveloped in gray, a seemingly endless expanse of cloud that stretches in every direction. It's a sensory deprivation chamber, a place where up and down become meaningless, and your perception of reality is distorted. You didn't plan for this. This wasn't part of the flight plan. This wasn't the scenario you envisioned when you took to the skies. The unexpected turn of events has thrown you off balance, forcing you to confront a situation you weren't fully prepared for. You're in the clouds, in IMC, instrument meteorological conditions. The rules have changed, the stakes have been raised, and your survival now depends on your ability to fly solely by reference to your instruments. Your heart pounds, hands grip the yoke, and your senses betray you, feeding you false information and making it difficult to trust your instincts. The feeling of disorientation is overwhelming, a confusing mix of vertigo, nausea, and a profound sense of unease. The attitude indicator says wings level, a small but crucial instrument that provides a visual representation of your aircraft's orientation in space. It's your lifeline, your only reliable source of information in this disorienting environment. But your body disagrees, screaming that you're in a steep turn, even though the instrument panel clearly indicates otherwise. This is spatial disorientation, a dangerous phenomenon that can lead even experienced pilots to lose control of their aircraft. This is the moment every VFR pilot dreads, the scenario they hope to avoid but must be prepared to face. It's a test of skill, knowledge, and mental fortitude, a crucible that separates those who can handle the pressure from those who succumb to panic. Training, the countless hours spent practicing maneuvers, studying regulations, and simulating emergency situations. It's the foundation upon which your survival depends, the bedrock of knowledge and skill that will guide your actions in this critical moment. Or instinct. One will take over, dictating your response to the unfolding crisis. Will you rely on the procedures you've memorized, or will you trust your gut feeling, your innate sense of what's right? The choice is yours, and the consequences could be profound. You never meant to be here. This wasn't the plan, this wasn't the flight you envisioned when you left the ground. But circumstances have changed, and you must adapt to the new reality, making the best of a difficult and potentially dangerous situation. But now, you must act, decisively and without hesitation. Procrastination is not an option. Indecision can be fatal. You must take control of the situation, assess your options, and execute a plan with precision and confidence. The engine drones, a constant reminder of the power at your disposal, and instruments glow, casting an eerie light on the cockpit and providing the vital information you need to navigate through the clouds. And the outside world is gone, completely obscured by the dense cloud cover. You're alone in your cockpit, surrounded by grayness, relying solely on your instruments and your training to guide you safely back to Earth. You're alone with your decisions, responsible for the safety of yourself and your aircraft. There's no one else to rely on, no one to share the burden of responsibility. The weight of the situation rests squarely on your shoulders. This is the test, the ultimate examination of your skills, your knowledge, and your ability to remain calm under pressure. It's a moment of truth, a defining experience that will shape your future as a pilot. Will you trust your training or your instincts? Will you follow the procedures you've learned, or will you rely on your gut feeling, your intuition? The answer to this question will determine the outcome of this flight. The difference could be life or death. The margin for error is slim, and the consequences of a wrong decision could be catastrophic. This is not a game, this is not a simulation, this is real life, and your life is on the line. Every pilot hopes to avoid this, to never find themselves in a situation where their skills are tested to the limit and their survival hangs in the balance. But hope is not a strategy, and wishing won't make the clouds disappear. But every pilot must be ready, prepared to face the unexpected, and to react calmly and effectively in the face of adversity. Readiness is not just about skill, it's about mindset, about cultivating a proactive and adaptable approach to flying. The sky is unforgiving to hesitation, rewarding decisive action and punishing indecision. In the air, there's no time for second guessing, no room for doubt. You must act quickly and confidently, trusting your training and your instincts. You have seconds to choose, the clock is ticking, the situation is deteriorating, and every moment of delay increases the risk of a negative outcome. Time is of the essence, and you must act now, before it's too late. Panic, the enemy of clear thinking and rational action. Panic can paralyze you, cloud your judgment, and lead to mistakes that could cost you your life. Or procedure, the systematic and methodical approach to problem solving that can help you regain control of the situation and navigate your way out of danger. Procedure is your anchor, your guide, your lifeline in the chaos. The scenario is real, and it happens fast, unfolding with a speed and intensity that can be overwhelming. There's no time to rehearse, no time to prepare. You must react in real time, relying on your training and your instincts to guide you. The only way out is through calm, disciplined action, a methodical and deliberate approach to problem solving that prioritizes safety and minimizes risk. Calmness is your superpower, discipline is your shield, and together they will protect you from the dangers of the sky. This is Inadvertent IMC, a situation that no VFR pilot wants to find themselves in. Unplanned, a deviation from the intended flight path, a departure from the expected conditions. Unexpected, a surprise encounter with weather that was not forecast or anticipated. And deadly if mishandled, a situation that can quickly escalate into a life-threatening emergency if not addressed with skill, knowledge, and a healthy dose of caution. The lesson: it can happen to anyone, regardless of experience level or skill. Complacency is a dangerous enemy in aviation, and even the most seasoned pilots can fall victim to the unexpected. Are you prepared? Have you taken the necessary steps to ensure your safety in the event of an unexpected encounter with IMC? Have you practiced your instrument flying skills? Have you reviewed the procedures for dealing with spatial disorientation? The story begins here, at the intersection of preparation and opportunity, where the choices you make will determine your fate. This is where training meets reality, where skill is tested, and where the true measure of a pilot is revealed. Inadvertent IMC. It's a term every pilot should know and respect. It means Unintentional flight into weather where you can't see outside. You planned a visual flight, but suddenly visibility drops to zero. It's not about technical definitions found in books or regulations, it's fundamentally about losing visual reference to the world outside your aircraft. The moment you can no longer clearly see the horizon or the ground, you're entering a dangerous situation. Imagine driving into fog so thick you can't see the road, even with your headlights on full beam. Now you're flying and it's significantly worse. You're three-dimensional, moving much faster, and the consequences of losing control are far greater. IMC means you can't see the ground, the horizon, or any other external visual cues. You're relying solely on your instruments. For a VFR pilot trained to fly by visual references, that's an emergency situation demanding immediate action. It doesn't matter what the official weather report said before you took off, or what the forecast predicted. If you're suddenly surrounded by gray clouds, with no discernible horizon, you're in IMC, regardless of the forecast. This isn't about whether or not you have an instrument rating or the ability to fly solely by reference to instruments. It's about survival, plain and simple. It's about recognizing the danger and taking immediate, decisive action. Inadvertent IMC is a leading cause of fatal accidents in general aviation, and the statistics are sobering. It can happen to anyone, regardless of flight hours, ratings, or overall experience level. Complacency can be deadly. The clouds don't care who you are, how many hours you have, or how confident you feel. Respect the inherent danger of flight, and especially the dangers posed by deteriorating weather conditions. Know exactly what inadvertent IMC is, understand the risks, and never ever underestimate its potential to turn a routine flight into a life-threatening situation. Understanding this fundamental concept is the very foundation of safe flying and sound aeronautical decision-making. Don't let it catch you off guard. Be prepared, be vigilant, and always have a plan. Accidents rarely result from a single mistake, they're a chain of events. Think Swiss cheese holes in each layer of defense. Planned continuation bias is a big one. You want to finish your flight, even as conditions worsen. Self-imposed pressure. Get-home-itis clouds your judgment. Overconfidence and lack of a backup plan make things worse. You rationalize, it's just a little weather. I can handle it. The holes in the cheese line up. No plan B. The decision to turn back gets harder. Combine bias, pressure, and overconfidence, and you're set up for disaster. IIMC isn't just bad luck, it's the result of small, compounding decisions. Recognize the warning signs before the holes align. Break the chain early. In the clouds, your senses betray you. Spatial disorientation is real, your body lies, your instruments tell the truth. Ignore the instruments and you risk CFIT-controlled flight into terrain. The plane is fine, but you fly it into the ground, blind, or you lose control. LOC-I, overcorrecting, spiraling out. The average non-instrument pilot in IMC has less than 3 minutes to live. It's not about fear, it's about respect for the risks. Trust your instruments, not your instincts. Disorientation is immediate and deadly. The dangers are real and unforgiving. Know them, respect them, and prepare for them. Your life depends on it. The best way to survive IOMC? Never get into it. Prevention starts before you even leave the ground. Use good judgment. Be the pilot in command. Practice basic instrument flying, even if you're VFR only. Trust your instruments. Rehearse under the hood with an instructor. Always have a plan B and a plan C. Know your alternates, set hard decision points, and stick to them. Don't launch into marginal weather without an escape route. Set personal minimums higher than legal limits. Write them down and don't compromise. If you're tired or uneasy, don't fly. The safest flight is the one you don't take when conditions aren't right. Good pilots know when to say no. Entering instrument meteorological conditions, or IMC, unexpectedly can be a disorienting and frightening experience for any pilot, especially those who are not instrument rated. The sudden loss of visual references can trigger a cascade of anxiety and fear. If you do find yourself in IMC, panic is your enemy. It clouds your judgment, impairs your ability to think clearly, and can lead to fatal mistakes. In these critical moments, well-defined procedure is your friend. It provides a structured framework to regain control of the situation and guide you back to safety. Having a plan and sticking to it can make all the difference. Remember the 5 C's, a simple yet powerful mnemonic that can help you navigate this challenging situation. These 5 steps are designed to help you regain control, communicate your situation, and comply with instructions to ensure a safe outcome. Calm, control, communicate, confess, comply. Calm, breathe. Take a deep breath and focus on slowing your heart rate. The airplane is still flying, it's designed to be stable. Slow down, resist the urge to make any abrupt maneuvers. Control, transition to your instruments. Trust them, they are your new eyes. Focus on maintaining straight and level flight using the attitude indicator, airspeed indicator, and altimeter. Keep wings level, altitude steady. Smooth and gentle control inputs are key. Use autopilot if available. Engaging the autopilot can significantly reduce your workload and allow you to focus on the next steps. Communicate. When stable, call ATC. Let them know your situation. If unsure, use 121.5 MHz, the emergency frequency. Someone will answer. This frequency is constantly monitored, and you'll quickly get the assistance you need. Confess. Be honest. Don't try to downplay the situation. Say, "Mayday, mayday, mayday, I am a VFR pilot in IMC." Give your position and ask for help. Provide as much detail as possible about your location, altitude, and heading. Comply. Follow ATC instructions. They are trained to handle these situations. They have the tools to guide you out of the IMC and back to visual conditions. The 5 C's turn chaos into order, providing a clear path to follow when your senses are failing you. Don't let pride get in the way. Admit you need help. It's a sign of good airmanship, not weakness. ATC is your lifeline. Trust them. They are there to help you, and they have the resources to do so effectively. Many pilots have survived IIMC by following these steps, demonstrating the effectiveness of this approach. The difference is discipline, not luck. It's about having the knowledge, skills, and attitude to handle the situation effectively. Procedure saves lives. Adhering to established protocols can prevent errors and ensure a safer outcome. Don't improvise, work the problem methodically. Follow the checklist and trust the instruments. The 5 C's are your checklist for survival. Keep them top of mind, remember them, use them, practice them in a simulator so they become second nature. They could save your life, bringing you back to clear skies and a safe landing. That's what separates survivors from statistics. It's the ability to remain calm, follow procedures, and ask for help when needed. Real accidents teach hard lessons. A famous athlete's helicopter crashed in fog. An experienced pilot, pressured, entered IMC, became disoriented, and impacted terrain. An air ambulance flying at night hit unexpected snow, lost visual reference, and crashed. Both pilots were skilled, but pressure and small decisions led to tragedy. The lesson: even the best can fall victim to IIMC. Respect the weather, have a backup plan, and never underestimate disorientation. Learn from others' mistakes. Don't let pressure push you past your limits. No is a pilot's most powerful word, and the hardest to say. We want to finish the mission, please passengers, and prove ourselves. But bending your rules is a slippery slope. The safe path is sticking to your personal minimums, no matter what. Practice saying no. The weather's outside my limits, so we can't go today. Be calm, firm, and clear. No apologies needed. You are the pilot in command. Safety is your call. No one has ever been hurt by a canceled flight. Your responsibility is to your passengers and yourself. Saying no isn't weakness. It's professionalism. The airplane doesn't care about schedules. Your loved ones want you safe, not heroic. Make no your safety net. Your pilot's license isn't a trophy. It's a license to keep learning. The sky demands humility and constant improvement. IIMC is a lifelong lesson. Respect the risks, listen to those who came before, and keep your skills sharp. Every flight is a chance to make smart choices. Get a weather briefing, have a backup plan, know your limits. Don't let pressure or pride cloud your judgment. Stack the odds in your favor. Never let the holes in the cheese align. Be a student of the craft, always. Safety is a culture, not a checkbox. Flying is a privilege. Protect it with discipline and respect. Commit to learning, and you'll enjoy a long, safe journey in the sky. That's the true mark of a pilot.